As you listen to another family member refer to your presence during an alien abduction, the reality really hits you. The following hypnosis session is of my then 16-year-old daughter, taken on October 28, 1992. I still have this tape. T is for therapist. Lisa, I'm in the back room at Papa's house. I'm sitting on the floor with my legs crossed and I'm playing with a doll. It's not nighttime, it's daylight. I look up and see Mom standing at the doorway. Lisa starts crying. Tears are streaming from her eyes. Mom has this look on her face. Her eyes are big, and she looks pale like she just saw a ghost or something. She scares me, and I don't know what's happening. She just looks scary. T, does she say anything? Lisa, no, she's just standing there. T, is she alone? Lisa, I don't think so. It seems like there's something behind her, but I can only see its shape like a shadow. I think it has her by the arm or something. T, what happens next? Lisa, I think I see a flash of light out of the corner of my eye, but everything just freezes like, when there's a technical problem on the TV and everything just stays frozen. Could not get her past this point. She sees the event but can't go forward for a long time. Finally, she did a jump in time. Lisa, it's like she walked in and she kinda ignored me like I wasn't even there. And she just sat down on the bed and she's taken off her shoes. T, are you still sitting on the floor with the doll? Lisa, yeah, but I'm not paying much attention to it. I'm just kinda looking at my mom. T, okay, did you see anybody else come into the room with her? Lisa, whoever was with her is gone now. T, okay, it sounds like you skipped a period of time there. Go back to when you first saw her standing at the doorway. What did she look like? Lisa, her hair was dark and it was kind of pulled back behind her ears and down her back. It wasn't over her shoulders at all. I think she was wearing some shorts or something. She's paler than usual and her eyes are really wide. I was scared. T, do you want to go to another time? Lisa, yes. T, okay. Now I want you to go to the next event. Just let yourself be. Lisa, I'm in bed and Mom is next to me and she's asleep. I wake up looking at her. I'm trying to get up, but I can't. She's got that look on her face again. And they got her by her arm. I think, hey, I don't know where she's going and I don't know if they're gonna bring her back. I'm just there. I'm trying to move, and there she is in the doorway again. She's come back and looks weird again. Lies down. T, do you remember what he looked like, the one who had your mother by the arm? Lisa, it's too dark. T, how did they take her away? Lisa, I couldn't see her feet. I couldn't turn my head around to see, but it seems like she went through something. She was gone and they brought her back. T, they who? Did you get the feeling of how many? Lisa, there was more than one. There were about 3. T, can you remember where they were standing? Lisa, one had her by the arm and there was a smaller one standing by the dresser. One was in the corner to my left. It seems like there's another one standing by me, by the bed. T, okay. Is there anything else that you can remember about that event that you can recall? Just think about what happened. Was there anything else you saw or how they looked? Lisa, no. T, okay. Now I want you to be at your next event where something happened which was unusual for you. Lisa, my mom got out of bed. They weren't there yet. Think she got up to go to the bathroom. She didn't come back for a long time. I got up to see where she was. She wasn't there. Then she came back standing in the doorway with that look on her face again, and she got back in the bed. T, describe this look. Lisa, zombified, like with really wide eyes, pale, just totally out of it. T, is there anything else you can describe about this event? Lisa, well, when I peeped around the corner to look for her, she was by the bathroom and something was with her. Just one though. T, you can see her. You must be able to see it. Lisa, kind of a shape, just a shape. T, what does it look like? Lisa, it was short, like a little man. It was dark though. T, dark? Lisa, not the little man. Dark in the house. T, I want you to go to the very next time you saw or heard something unusual. Lisa, I want to find out about the first time they took me. T. Okay, that's what I want you to know. I want you to go back to the first time they had you. She gives a small gasp and makes a face as if to cry. T. What is it? Lisa. Well, they're in the room again. One's looking down at me. Ugly, big, eyes. I hadn't really seen its face before. T. Can you see their face right now? Lisa. Big, huge, eyes. Lisa pauses and gasps. I'm afraid, but they're being nice to me though, telling me not to be scared, that they're going to take me somewhere and gonna bring me right back. Don't know where my mom is. T, about how old are you, do you think? Lisa. Little. I hadn't started school yet though. T, and what did they do? Lisa. Take me up out of bed, by my wrist. Don't like them. But I don't know what happens next, but I'm in a room with them. They take me to a waiting room. I'm sitting, on a table, and they're, trying to act like this is just all a fun game or something. T, they're acting like that? Lisa. Yeah, so I wouldn't be scared. And they're just, like when I go to the doctor, they're, looking at me and poking at me. And I don't like it. They're opening my mouth, looking in my mouth, and I don't like that. They just won't leave me alone. T. How many are there? Lisa. There's one that's looking in my mouth, and another one standing by. And there are 2 others at this table, like a little table with all these little tools and things all over it. I'm not really scared though, but they tell me to hop off the table and put my clothes on and stuff, and they take me back. Lisa pauses. To where my mom is. T. Where is she? Lisa. She's sitting on the edge of the bed, and she's just sitting there. They come back with me, and she's by herself now, and she turned around and sees me, and she's got that look on her face again, and they've got me by the hand, and they let me go, and they go away again. And we both get back in bed. T. When they took you by the wrist, did you float, or did they lift you? Lisa. It seems I was floating, just a little bit above the ground. T. Do you remember how you left the house? Lisa. It seems like we went through the window. T. Is there anything about that event you want to remember? Lisa. No, just they're trying to be nice and everything. But oh, when he first looked down at me, oh, that was scary. Forward to the very next event. Lisa. I was in bed again and they came and got me just like the last time. I didn't want to go. I didn't want to be examined by the doctors again. I hate that. But they did it again anyway. It seems like they were in a hurry this time. T. Did they appear before your bed? Lisa. At the end of my bed. T. How many? Lisa. I don't remember. I just woke up and there was just one standing at the foot of my bed, looking right at me where I was. God, I hate waking up like that. He tells me it's time to go again. T. Do you remember how old you were then? Was it much later? Lisa. Not that much later, and took me by the hand. T. Are you walking? Lisa. No, not really. Just poking at me at the table again. T. Can you see the room? Is it bright? Lisa. Not really bright. There's light. Just like the doctor's office. T. Does he do anything particular this time? Lisa. Just looks at me and stuff like that. T. And what happens next? Lisa. They let me kind of run around a while because they're busy with doing other things and I don't know. They just let me kind of get off the table, go into this other room. T. What was in this other room? Lisa. Other little kids. T. Really? Lisa. Yeah. Strange. We just all kind of stood around. It was weird. I don't know what they were doing there. Just a bunch of other little kids. Like me, not them. T. Okay. They were human? Lisa. Yes. T. Were they boys, girls? Lisa. Boys and girls. T. Can you see how many? Lisa. Maybe 4 or 5. They're just playing some kind of game, and some of them are maybe about 7, and some of them are like holding hands and skipping around in a circle. You know, just playing little games, like a nursery school or something, you know? T. Do you remember the color of their hair? Lisa. Well, they were white kids and they were dressed in normal kids' clothes. I wonder how long some of them had been there, because some of them, it's not like they came for them in the night because I was like in, night clothes, but they were like, some were in dresses, shirts, and pants, like that. So I wonder if they've been gone all day. We don't talk about them though, meaning they don't talk to each other about themselves. It's like none of us really talk. T, y'all don't talk to each other. Lisa, not really. But nobody here seems sad or nothing. All happy, just playing like it's all fun. Nobody's scared or nothing. And there's a baby in there and he's in like a car seat. No, not really a car seat. You know those things that they carry the babies around in. It's like a little chair. T, and what is he doing? Is it a he or a she? Lisa, I'm not sure, can't really tell, but it's just in there and it's by itself. So I wasn't really playing a game with anyone else, so I went over there. And it looked sad, like it was gonna cry for a minute. Then I went over there. Then it was okay. Pause. Now, I'm out. The next thing I know, they came and got me and told me it was time to go home. But I didn't want to go because it was fun there, but took me home and left me in the front yard, just standing there in the front yard looking up. And I just walked back up the steps and went in and went back to bed. End of hypnosis session. She later said that she had a feeling of motion sickness just before landing in the front yard, and that many times she went back to that same spot and would look up. Whenever she would do this, she would again feel dizzy. I had watched her do this one day. I will now share my version of my daughter's terrifying witness of her mother's abduction. I had walked down the hall and found my precious little girl sitting on the floor in the back bedroom, playing with a doll. Oh, look at her. She's just so sweet, and I love her so much. Being drawn to her with such motherly love, I thought to go and embrace her in this warmth. The instant I took 1 foot forward, an alien gray popped into our house, right there in the hall behind me. Talk about a pattern interrupt. His sudden appearance was so startling. He clasped me by the arm, sending waves of terror through me. What was this inhuman creature? It was intent on taking me away, that I knew. God only knows how I didn't want to go. An indescribable dread consumed me as this giant insect wrenched me from my world. If I could have died that instant, I would have. Their location was somewhere nearby. Just passing through, thought we'd rip you from your precious little life and scare the hell out of you. So inconsiderate. Oh, how I wish they had not done that. When they returned me, I walked under the bedroom doorframe. This was the cue that I had returned to my world. Still in a daze, I was only remotely aware of my daughter on the floor. I sat down on the twin bed, crossed one leg up, and began untying my shoe. Meanwhile, I slowly began awakening and wondered why I wanted to take my shoes off in the middle of the day. Deciding that this is not what I wanted to do, I immediately retied the shoe. I became aware of my daughter's intent gaze. She sat staring up at me in wonder, the forgotten doll still in her lap. I forced a smile to let her know I was all right, because I could see that she was concerned. The way they pop in and out like that, it lends a sort of unrealness to this place. Like this is just a stage where we play out our petty lives while they watch and step in and out as they wish. This event was no doubt due to their interest in human emotions, but their abrupt interference has profound ramifications that they may not realize. Subconsciously, we develop aversions to the thought or action that we feel triggered the abduction. A person will drive miles out of their way to avoid a stretch of road the abduction took place on. Still a loving mother, this was the last time I would allow myself to feel such strong maternal love towards my daughter. The Greys robbed me and my precious daughter this moment of maternal bonding and replaced it with confusion and fear for both of us. Their continued and repeated intrusions into our lives and snatching me away caused irreparable damage and had profound consequences for the whole of our relationship, which I deeply regret. I should have been allowed to embrace my daughter, kiss her, and tell her that mommy loved her. We had already missed an important time of bonding when she was born. I remember the gray alien expressing an interest in capturing the essence of the motherly love I felt for my daughter. His intention? To trade it on the bustling intergalactic market, where human emotions are highly coveted commodities. It was evident he anticipated substantial rewards for his acquisition. He appeared eager for me to replicate this emotion, aiming to encapsulate the vibration within a peculiar box-like device, presumably for playback at a later time. It was a means for these extraterrestrial beings to vicariously experience the spectrum of human feelings. In essence, he robbed both my daughter and me of something precious. An intimate bond meant solely for us. It reminds me how my stupid nephew yelled, "Score!" when he stole the waitress's tip money off the table. It was theft, pure and simple, and I am outraged about it. They're not just after the love parents feel for their children. They're interested in capturing all human emotions. Once they have these emotional recordings, they can manipulate us with them. They could make someone believe they're genuinely loved just by replaying that emotion. It's a deceitful tactic. While I can acknowledge the times they've assisted me, there are moments when I'm filled with anger towards them. Intrusive alien abductions in families causes all sorts of relationship problems. Imagine if a non-abductee marries an abductee, and suddenly these strange creatures are taking their partner from their bed. They might even start suspecting the person is cheating on them, seeing someone else. Or they develop an aversion to sleeping with them. Children might develop a mistrust or hatred of their parent, who seems to just stand by and not protect them from being kidnapped by these scary monsters. In the case of my daughter, she developed separation anxiety, but hers was to the point of sheer terror. There was no way that she would allow me to shut a door between us, not even if I wanted to go to the bathroom. She would sit outside the door, screaming, and it wasn't a natural crying. No, it was a blood-curdling scream, with everything she had. Her irrational overreaction confounded me. There was no calming her down. I would call reassurance to her the whole time while saying, "It's okay, Mommy's just going to the bathroom. Just give me a minute. Hang on, hang on." But no matter what, she wouldn't stop screaming until I opened the door. And don't let me walk to the mailbox. She would stand inside the screen door and scream, turning red in the face. Later, she told me that she used to have nightmares that I fell into a black hole and disappeared. This all stemmed from her repeatedly witnessing my abductions and her fear that the aliens wouldn't bring me back. It seems that abductee children are very unusual in many ways, from having strange behavioral issues, scary dreams, and having unusual abilities. They might dig into their navel until it bleeds because the aliens inserted something there. Like Roy, they might try to run through a wall. Or like Judy, they might swear that they can fly. And Troy swears he can move things with his mind. Or even like our mother, whose body glowed as she walked down the hall. As a toddler, my daughter recalls being able to float bodily down the hall at will, but that she did not want me to witness it, settling to the floor on seeing me at the sink. She has made no big deal of it, and I believe her because I had seen her do it. Out of the corner of my eye, I saw her floating down the hall and hide behind the post. She then peeked out at me,